Hey everybody, this is Tony, Tainted Lord 87, and this is going to be a quick playlist of more albums that I spun for Halloween. So yeah, I think this is a good time to show off some more albums to play on Halloween. So let's get started. The first one is Behemoth's Demigod. Now, I don't think Behemoth needs any introduction. If you're into like black and death metal or black metal, Behemoth should be a familiar name, and I think Demigod is definitely one of the best albums during the 2000 era. And I do remember when Behemoth's Demigod was released back in 2004, this was praised heavily, and rightfully so. This is just an awesome black and death metal album, and definitely one of the band's best albums in their discography. And one of the first albums that actually introduced me to Behemoth. And yeah, I think this album is a great album to spin for Halloween. So, well, Halloween last night, I mean, but whatever. But yeah, Behemoth's Demigod. That's definitely a good black and death metal album from this Polish band. So, yeah, there you go. Behemoth's Demigod. Okay, next up is a band that I don't know how to pronounce the album title, and this band is definitely a band that I don't hear a lot of people talk about, and that's the latest Chest Crush album. Now, Chest Crush are like a cavernous black and death metal band, I guess, and this album is has that crushing cavernous black and death metal sound that's just very heavy. That's very heavy and aggressive, and definitely sounds like this came out from hell. Like this album literally sounds like a spawn from hell. You know, you could just feel the darkness and uneasiness and the aggression just coming out of this album. Like if you're into some vague, cavernous, aggressive black and death metal with some crushing riffs and demonic, monstrous, inhumane vocals, I definitely recommend check out Chest Crush. Just a very heavy and aggressive album. So yeah, if you've never heard of Chest Crush, definitely recommend checking them out. Some really good stuff right here. Okay, next up is Belphegor Bondage Goat Zombie. Just an awesome black and death metal um album from this Austrian band. Like the riffs are pulverizing, aggressive, heavy as hell, and very in your face. And yeah, I don't think Belphegor needs any introduction. If you're into like black and death metal, Belphegor should be a familiar name. And Bondage Go Zombie is to me one of the better albums in their discography this late in their career. But yeah, an amazing album from this Austrian band. Belphegor's Bondage Go Zombie. Heavy and aggressive. Good stuff. Next up is Arch Enemy's Will to Power. Again, Arch Enemy are a band that needs no introduction, but if you're into some excellent melodic death metal with some very monstrous growls from a badass front woman, then Arch Enemy's Will to Power is just a really good album. And I think this is one of the early albums to feature Angela well, Alyssa, no, not Angela, Alyssa White Glues. Sorry if I butcher her name, but yeah, I think this is one of the first albums to introduce Alyssa on vocals. And overall, this is just a solid melodic death metal album from Arch Enemy. You know, is it one of the best? That's debatable, but still, this is a pretty good album from Arch Enemy. So yeah, some excellent melodic death metal. Arch Enemy's Will to Power. And the last album that's been spinning for Halloween last night is Massacre's Back from Beyond. Just a really solid, straight up death metal album from a legendary band that's still going on today. Nothing too fancy or over the top. To me, it's just some straight up, in your face, aggressive death metal, and that's really what anybody wants. So yeah, Massacre's Back from Beyond, just a very solid death metal. Oh yeah, a very solid death metal album overall, and yeah, not a bad album. Massacre's Back from Beyond. And that's everybody. That's five more albums to spin for Halloween last night. Hopefully everyone had a good Halloween. And let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Thanks for watching.